while the piston is moving down, which is the intake stroke. The intake.
Go backwards.
I knew something was wrong.
It's that leading edge.
No, it's the leading edge. You're going right there.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Say that way.
There you go.
Right.
Your other left.
On it again.
Hold on. You start. We fine. Now, on the first stroke, which is the intake stroke, the piston moves down and the intake valves open. You guys understand that? That's the first stroke, that's the first event as well, which is the intake event. Understand?
Yep.
At the end of the intake, at the end of the intake event is the start of the second event, which is also the second stroke, which is also the compression stroke. And on this stroke, the piston starts to move up, and the intake valve is opened at least about 15% of the way, and then it closes. The intake valve closes a little way through the beginning of the compression stroke. At about a little before top dead center, the ignition stroke, which is the third event, begins. Third, not tree. Okay?
Turd?
Third. Okay. Third event.
The turd event.
Right. When the piston reaches top dead center, that's the beginning of the power stroke, which is also the the power stroke. The power stroke is the come on. You guys are the power stroke is which event? Power event. Huh? It's the what? Power event. The power stroke is the third event.
No.
Fourth event. Seriously?
Fourth event.
The power stroke. I mean, my bad. I was just checking. Make sure you guys listening. I gotta check. I gotta check. The power stroke is the which event?
Fourth.
The fourth event, and it is also the
Third.
third one. Good. See, I was just checking. Good. Now, the power stroke, the power stroke is the stroke in which the piston also moves. And what else? Okay, the piston also moves down in the power stroke. This is where the power comes, so the piston will be moving out rapidly fast. Now, at the end of the power stroke is the beginning of the intake stroke. But before the power stroke is completely... I'm just making sure that you guys pay attention. See, Paul is paying attention. Now, at the end of the power stroke is the beginning of the exhaust stroke. But before the power stroke is completely finished, the exhaust valve is open. If you can watch here, you can see. You see? Boom. The exhaust valve starts to open. So now...
You can't see, but you see it.
Yeah. Well, if you come closer, you can see it. Let's watch the spring. See, I'm still going down, and the spring's moving. Good. Now, what's going to happen after the exhaust? The power stroke. It's the beginning of what? The exhaust, which is the fourth. Which is the fourth. And the fifth. Good. And the fifth event is the what? I gotta make sure you guys pay attention.
Exhaust. Good.
Good. On the way up, when you reach almost to the top of the exhaust event, the intake valve begins to open. There, the intake valve opens, so it helps get rid of that extra exhaust valve quick enough, and it also helps with cooling.
And increases.
What's that called?
What's an increase?
And it increases,
Volumetric efficiency?
Volume action.
you sure? Which is good. That's good to see you guys paying attention. Now, question time. On which two strokes are both valves closed?
Compression.
Wrong answer. On which two strokes are both valves closed?
Power.
Both valves are only closed on the compression stroke. stroke.
It was a trick question. No, Stacey, you're right.
Exhaust valve.
Ah, see? It was a trick question. Just to see if you guys are paying attention. Okay. Huh? If they were listening, they would have picked it up. Now, here, on which two events are both valves closed?
I just said.
There is no two events. There's only one event.
There are two events that both valves are closed.
No,
Yes,
you
there are.
said there's only one.
There are two events on which both valves are closed. The ignition and compression
Power
event.
and exhaust.
The compression event and the intake event, both valves are closed. You're wrong. I said event, not stroke. There's a difference.
Yeah, a fin goes to the next stroke, so no, you're wrong.
That's what you get. Feel it? Hey, at least
When both valves open, what's it called?
When both valves are open, what's it called? You tell me.
Yeah, I asked you.
Both valves are open on the intake and exhaust stroke.
What's that called?
You tell me.
He's asking you.
It is what you call the increased volumetric efficiency.
What is it called?
Oh, it's called valve overlap.
when he does the hand motion, that signifies that he knows he's fine.
Marine.
Even though he's just bullshit. It's in the book, man. It's in the book.
What's the what? What type of cylinders? What type of cylinders are here? It's painted blue. Yeah. So what does that indicate? What does that stand for? You tell me, what does it indicate?
You're asking
It indicates a nitrate.
Nitrate.
You said nitrate.
I said nitroid.
I'm gonna put this shit on YouTube. I know.
Any more questions?
No.
Do we all understand the four-stroke five?
What's black mean on the piston?
What's black mean? I've never seen black on the piston.
Black on the piston.
Yeah, look at it right there.
On the cylinder.
Cylinder base.
Somebody painted it black.
That was a trick question.